Hi, this is AJ, Director of Support with ESP Vision. The purpose of today's video is to discuss using vision symbols within Vectorworks Renderworks. As many of you know, ESP Vision has an enormous library of lighting instruments necessary for pre-visualization, and we also deliver that library as symbols for you to use with Vectorworks. Oftentimes you will see them called ESP symbols, in this case _2015, and they'll be listed in your resource browser as one of your favorites files. When you create a model in Vectorworks that you're going to ultimately use in ESP Vision, you would use these symbols because they translate very nicely into ESP Vision for previs purposes. However, in the past, if you then also wanted to use Vectorworks Renderworks to create some stills to send to a client or do something of that nature using the new Cinema 4D render engine, you would have to have a second iteration of your model, either as another layer or something else, where you were using a Vectorworks symbol that had all the bone structure necessary for Renderworks to be able to properly do its thing. We have spent the last number of months completely retrofitting the entire ESP Vision symbol library so that you can now utilize those directly within Vectorworks for Renderworks purposes. So from this point forward, the rest of the video is really just a Vectorworks training exercise on how do you turn on lights so that you can then use them for Renderworks purposes in Vision. If your light is a lighting device, which it needs to be, first thing that we would need to do is go to Spotlight toolset and find the focus point tool. We need to be able to tell the lighting device exactly where it should be pointed for Renderworks. So I'm just going to move my mouse over here to the center of my drum riser and click once. I'm going to name it drum riser, and I'm going to give it a focus height of 3 feet, which is going to place that directly beneath the surface of our 3-foot tall riser. You'll notice that it's represented there visually by the little circle that is currently highlighted in orange. I'm now going to go to the basic selection tool, and I am going to pick Verilight 4K that is up here in my raked circular truss, and I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to turn this light on. I'm then also going to go to Spotlight, Focus Selected Instruments, and select my drum riser focus point. So if you have multiple focus points, those would all be listed here, and then I'm going to hit OK. That's really all there is to it. I can now go here to my rendering options and go to Fast Renderworks and let the Cinema 4D render engine do its thing. I'm going to take a quick pause here so it can finish up. That only took a couple of seconds, and you can now see that the light, the VL4K lighting device, is been focused on the center of our drum riser, and it is actually illuminating the drum riser appropriately. This is good for theater where you're not going to have a lot of atmosphere. However, if you're doing concert type renderings, what you can do here is we're going to once again right click on the lighting device. I'm going to click on Edit Light, and there is a checkbox here that says Lit Fog. Just turn that on and hit OK. And now what it does is it will re-render that out with actual a light beam that you can see. And you can turn this on and do the same process on as many of the lights in your model that you want. Obviously the rendering time is going to be higher the more lights you have turned on. But what this has given you the ability to do is with the exact same file that you're using for vision purposes, you can now also do some of your stills that you may want to do as well. If you want to change any of your focus positions, what I can do here is once again, I'm just going to go back up to Spotlight, go down to my focus instruments, and remember it had next click as an option. I'm going to go OK, and this one is just going to be my downstage riser, and once again we'll leave that at 3 feet, hit OK, and I'm just going to move my cursor down here to the center of my downstage riser, and it has added that, and now it's going to refocus and re-render the light so it's pointed in the right place on my downstage riser. So that's basically everything in a nutshell on what you would need to do to use vision symbols for Vectorworks Renderworks purposes. And I hope that you find that makes your life a little bit easier. This is AJ. I hope you found this video educational and entertaining. Thank you for watching.